I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong.
Davis's corner. So you have Coach Calvin, and Coach Calvin is the head trainer, and you have Coach Kenny, who really specializes on preparing game plans specifically for opponents.
Gervonta Davis has reunited with Floyd Mayweather ahead of his highly anticipated rematch against Lamont Roach. Mayweather expressed continued support for Davis, saying he's proud of everything Gervonta has accomplished, referring to Davis as like a kid to him. Floyd added he never takes things personally, even when Davis speaks out. Mayweather hopes Davis enters the fight with renewed power, sharper focus, and a hunger to dominate.
Take Vince out on social media. He's been through a lot, throughout his life. But I take my hat off to him. I'm proud of him. Saturday night we had a game plan, and a lot of times when he says certain things on social media, so, to me he's still a kid. And when I was that age, I probably would have did the same thing. I didn't have a Floyd Mayweather to stand behind me and tell me, about what's right and what's wrong. He got the job done, but my hat off to Ryan Garcia, tough competitor, tough fighter, and the best man.
Recent footage from Gervonta Davis's Las Vegas training camp reveals a fighter fully locked in ahead of his rematch. Each sparring session appears highly organized, with a clear focus on stamina, precise footwork, and intense drill execution. Observers note a sharp increase in both physical conditioning and mental focus. Sources with insider clips describe a laser-focused Davis, signaling more than just routine training. This is a calculated evolution in preparation for a pivotal showdown. When Gervonta Davis parted ways with Mayweather Promotions, Floyd Mayweather publicly supported the move, praising Davis's ambition and emphasizing the importance of self-determination. More power to him, Floyd said, reinforcing their continued bond. His response acknowledged Davis's desire to take control of his own career path. The sentiment reflects mutual respect, a mentor-protege relationship built on empowerment, not ownership. With Floyd proud of Davis's growth and Davis eager to forge his own legacy.
Nothing like taking a kid that come from the same background as you and helping them and put them in a position to become a multi-millionaire. You meet a kid, he come up to you for an autograph. You sign an autograph for him, then I tell him, in a few years when you get older, I'm gonna work with you and I'm gonna make you world champion someday. Years later, I started working with him. Helped him, pushed him to be great, and if he feels like, he's grew wings where he can fly and become his own boss, more power to him.
Floyd Mayweather continues to closely follow Gervonta Davis's career, especially his placement on the pound-for-pound list. Concerns emerged that Davis's lack of recognition stemmed from his past affiliation with Mayweather Promotions. Floyd addressed this, insisting that such ties shouldn't overshadow true talent. His stance advocates fairness and rightful recognition, emphasizing Davis deserves top status regardless of associations. Mayweather's support reflects deeper mentorship, extending beyond training into protecting Davis's reputation within the boxing world.
When is Gervonta Davis going to go somewhere in the powerful? But no, he deserved to be in the powerful. Absolutely. Do Terence Crawford deserve to be in the powerful pound? Absolutely. But what about Gervonta Davis? He deserved to be somewhere also in the powerful pound.
Why don't they give him that credit?
Because he was affiliated with me.
Determined to leave no room for error, Gervonta Davis has fully embraced accountability in camp, reuniting with the trusted coaches and team members from his peak years. This deliberate move signals intent, bringing back sparring partners, conditioning experts, and strategists who know his style inside out. Together, They've identified past mistakes and corrected them through intense drills, situational sparring, and high-pressure conditioning. The result is a well-rounded, focused Davis prepared to enter the ring with 0 blind spots.
Anybody else who is a Gervonta Davis fan nervous watching that fight last night? I was nervous after probably the 3rd round. I was like, yeah, I don't know about this. I think we all know Tank didn't take this fight as serious as he should. In the post-fight press conference, he said he didn't know what round it was. He said he lost track of the rounds. Like, that's not like him. But I think he went in with the same game plan he typically does, where he's like, wears these guys down, and then kind of baits them into just a crazy uppercut counter. And if you saw in the 11th and 12th round, he was going for it, but he couldn't connect it because this Lamont Roach guy is fast, he's quick. And as a Baltimore native, I want to take him. I want him to win. The whole be more DC thing, I wanted him to win. I don't know if y'all saw when Tank was getting his hands wraps, he was yawning. He didn't take it serious. But one silver lining is that he's probably not retiring now. He's got to take that rematch. His thing, when he takes that rematch, when they do fight again, this fight, Tank's going to win this handily. He'll probably win it in like the 7th or 8th. But yeah, it wasn't a draw. Tank lost that fight. He took a knee. Strategically, he took a knee. But he took a knee. Tank lost that fight. Unfortunately. But I'm excited for that rematch. I feel like it's probably going to be the most watched boxing match in history.
Gervonta Davis's split from Mayweather Promotions made headlines, marked by a highly public disagreement rooted in contrasting priorities. Davis sought autonomy, while Mayweather emphasized structure. Their tension told a story of mentorship challenged by ambition. Now, their reunion sparks fresh conversation, seen not just as closure but as a calculated alliance. Observers view it as a sign of growth, with both men seemingly acknowledging that the separation was necessary, yet reconnecting now reflect maturity and a unified vision for the future.
I expect to get respect by letting me speak.
Thank you. Floyd, I want to switch gears real quick, man. Gervonta said, I'm not signed to a single soul. So is Tank now a free agent, or is he still signed with Mayweather Promotions?
Well, this is the Mayweather-Deji press conference. So I'm here to talk about Dubai. I'm here to talk about entertaining the people, having fun. And I'm not here to talk disrespectful or bad about any fighter. They say America is the land of the free. So we live, we love, and we keep striving each and every day. That's what life is about.
Gervonta Davis has reunited with longtime coach Calvin Ford, a mentor whose bond with Davis is rooted in trust, discipline, and mutual respect. Their early collaboration helped shape Davis into a champion, and now they're aligned once more. Ford's return brings strategic clarity. He understands Davis's strengths, mindset, and habits better than anyone. With Ford back in camp, Davis regains a steady, familiar voice, one that balances his explosive talent with grounded guidance.
He's 100% correct. Personally, I had Gervonta Davis up a round, because whenever you have rounds where nobody's doing anything, I'm not just going to do what most people do, and especially people that don't like Gervonta Davis, which is just give the round to the other guy because Gervonta Davis didn't manage to knock him out that round. Okay, so this is Gary Russell Jr. clearly saying, man, no, I don't think Lamont Roach won that fight. You also had Al Bernstein, and Al Bernstein, I'm telling you, is a very, very straight, fair guy who I don't know if he was on that call, but he used to work with Showtime. I don't know if he was on there. I don't recall if I heard him. I think it was Rolly Ronaldo that was calling it. But Al Bernstein, who was a very, very objective person, said, hey, look, no. Sorry to break it to you, but Gervonta Davis won that fight. Yeah, Lamont Roach put up a really good fight, but Lamont Roach was not dynamic. He did not do anything to really separate himself from Gervonta Davis. He just kept it equal. He just tried to keep it even the entire fight. And that's not enough, again, to take the belt from the champion. Now, I do want to say that the people that thought that Lamont Roach won, I don't have any problem with that. I really don't have a problem with it at all. I personally, again, had a point for Gervonta Davis, but I can see how those swing rounds really could go, depending on who's looking at it, really could go really could go different ways.
The addition of Kenny Ellis brings another critical dimension to Gervonta Davis's preparation. A seasoned veteran with a sharp tactical mind, Ellis is focused on technical refinement and ensuring consistent performance. His coaching style emphasizes in-fight adaptability and round-by-round strategy, equipping Davis to adjust on the fly. Ellis's role in the corner will be vital, analyzing Roach's patterns in real time, correcting positioning and guiding strategic shifts. Paired with Calvin Ford, who shares a deep, intuitive bond with Davis, the duo forms a formidable coaching team. Ford understands Davis's instincts, mental cues, and what sparks peak performance. Their connection goes beyond traditional coaching, blending experience, emotion, and instinct into a unique synergy. This combined energy, rooted in trust and accountability, brings Davis not only physical sharpness, but also psychological strength, ensuring he's fully fortified heading into the rematch.
The fact that, that Lamont Roach was seen at a basketball game chugging a beer. And I would have added to the question that you see Lamont Roach out giving a bunch of interviews, doing the interview circuit, right? Kind of being a little bit out of character leading into the rematch. Do you think, and this is what Mill City asked, do you think that is something you guys are taking in consideration in preparation for the fight? And what Kenny Ellis said was, look, man, we're not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. We know what Lamont Roach brings to the table, and he says that Lamont Roach is, we're not believing that he's out there drinking or blowing up a bunch of weight and all of that. He says what most people say, hey, we're going to prepare for the best version of Lamont Roach that is going to, that'll come for us. But the way that he saw the fight coming out was he said he sees it like the fight before, a lot of really crisp shots landing.
On the other side, Lamont Roach is approaching the rematch with calculated focus. He's openly acknowledged Gervonta Davis's power and admitted that their first fight revealed flaws in his own game. Roach's camp is leaving nothing to chance, breaking down extensive footage, drilling against southpaw angles, and refining his high-tempo pressure style. By treating this rematch as a clean slate, Roach is determined not to lean on past successes, but to evolve completely.
Rematch said before. What do you have to do to create enough separation when this don't happen?
That's a good question. It's going to be based on my training. I have to push myself a little harder. If that didn't give me the win, and I have one. I definitely have one. I'm not going to lie, I have one.
You believe you fought the best Gervonta, or do you think he got some more games?
100% for a fact. I think he might have some more games, but I fought the best Gervonta. I don't want people to get it misconstrued or whatever the case may be. He's a hell of a fighter, hell of an IQ, great punching power, good speed, and really good boxing ability. A lot of people underrate that. Don't think because of what I did, y'all think y'all can just go in there and think y'all can have the same night. You know what I'm saying? Or do the same thing. He still will go upside your head and crack you, and you know what I'm saying? You might hit up your foot. Everybody not built the same. And that's what people get messed up. He did a whole lot of things that was good in that fight. A whole lot. I'm telling you right now, if he wasn't as good of a fighter as he was, that would have been, you know what I'm saying? I would have seen him. Don't get that misconstrued. He's still the guy he is. It's just a random guy that's on the same level.
Industry insiders have pointed to a crucial detail. Gervonta Davis's fall in the first fight may not have been a true knockout. Reports suggest it was caused by irritants from a slippery hair product getting into his eyes. This reframes a moment, not as a sign of weakness, but as an unfortunate fluke. For Davis's supporters, it's a form of vindication, highlighting a solvable issue rooted in preparation, not performance. His camp remains confident in their original strategy, which focused on exploiting Roach's footwork and reaction timing. They admit execution faltered, missed timing, hesitation, and missed openings, but have addressed these through targeted drills. The emphasis now is on sharper offensive entries and sustained mid-round aggression. This isn't about starting over, but about perfecting what already works. Davis isn't reinventing himself. He's ensuring his strengths show consistently when it matters most.
Got a good chin,
oh, he got a good chin. If you got a good chin, okay, let's go ahead, let's touch this. The chin ain't the only thing that can get you out of there. The other thing is you can do and then go back to the chin. I won't go into details, but I look at shit different from a lot of people, man. You know what I'm saying? And if you got a fighter that listens, it's gonna be a hell of a fighter if he listens to it. What I tell him, you know. All fighters don't listen because some missions you put them on, you gotta walk through hell to get it done. And every fighter's not willing to walk through hell. You know what I mean? But the chin is not the only thing to get a fight out of it, and the body's not the only thing to get a fight out of it. It's other shit too, you know? You gotta hurt him. I believe in hurting. You gotta hurt him to get it started, you know?
PD, thank you for the $2. People were surprised by Roach and Tank. What do you think the biggest surprise was in the fight?
It wasn't a surprise because we know Roach. It wasn't a surprise. Roach can fight. A lot of people think because a person is not popular, they don't exist. There's fighters out there that can rumble. They just gotta get the opportunity, you know?
Jeff Mayweather publicly responded to the draw, calling it surprising but not scandalous, standing firmly behind Gervonta Davis. He viewed the result as a momentary lapse, not a decline in skill. While crediting Roach's courage, Jeff noted the fight introduced doubt into Davis's aura of invincibility. His perspective strikes a balance, loyal to Davis, yet grounded in realism, reflecting both personal belief and the pressure of public expectation.
Jeff Mayweather here, the Mayweather Boxing Club. How are you doing, sir? You look okay. All right, well, we got this potential rematch everybody wants to see, Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach. First of all, you surprised that everybody's wanting to see a rematch. No one expected it to be a close fight in the first place.
Me, myself, I'm a big Tank fan, and I was shocked. I was shocked with the outcome.
Who did you have winning the fight? Do you consider a robbery, or do you lean Roach and are cool with the draw?
I wouldn't say it was a robbery. I mean, the fight was close. But if I was a judge, I wouldn't give it to the fight.
Talking about this rematch, what do you? I mean, so the one thing Tank always had for him, everyone, he had that kind of almost like Mike Tyson-esque, right? The air of invincibility, the knockout power. People were scared of him, that kind of thing. Do you think what Roach did to him, moving up in weight, and not being a big puncher himself, but able to withstand Tank, that kind of his air of invincibility has maybe been slightly diminished?
I wouldn't say it's been diminished, but I do think that more people, more fighters that probably were afraid of him are not going to be afraid of him.
And do you think that's almost something that could play in Tank's hand, right? Maybe he had an off day, everybody has an off day, and you take him.
Everybody gets an off night, but I think the one thing that is the most important thing that nobody's talking about is the fact that
Core Stevenson's commentary adds valuable insight, praising Roach's unique style and highlighting the technical challenges Davis now faces. His credible analysis elevates Roach from underdog to legitimate tactical threat, framing the rematch not as a simple redemption for Davis, but as a battle against new, complex variables.
Rematch look like between Lamont and Gervonta?
I like Lamont in the rematch.
You were one of the few that kind of picked Lamont to begin with. Why was it?
I sparred with Lamont. I knew that he was a good fighter. He helped me get ready for the Oscar Valdez fight. And I knew his style, with Tank's style, what he was going to be able to bring to the table. I knew it. So,
did you really win 20 bucks?
I swear to God, on my daughter's life, I won that much money.
How different does a rematch look in your opinion, Shakur? What adjustments do you think we see from both?
Huh?
What adjustments do we see from both in a rematch?
I think I can't tell you game plans. I could be fighting these guys, so I'm gonna keep my secrets to myself. But truthfully, they both good fighters.
Do you think it's a lot different rematch, or do you think it'll be close again?
be a hell of a fight.
How did you see Tank in that fight? A lot of people are saying maybe he's mentally not there. What did you see?
Nah, he was the same Tank. I don't believe that. I don't got no thought in my brain that makes me think that he wasn't the person he been all of these other fights. I think he was the same person. All this stuff that he going through stuff. I mean, everybody go through stuff. So he's the same fighter. He's going to be the same fighter throughout his career. So.
Shakur Stevenson's commentary adds depth, praising Roach's distinct style and pointing out the technical hurdles Davis must overcome. His credible take shifts Roach's image from underdog to serious contender, framing the rematch as more than redemption. It's a test of Davis against evolving, unpredictable challenges.
Looks like I got a lot of shit to do. Lamont Roach versus Gervonta, the rematch. Looks like it's gonna happen.
I think Tank wins the rematch.
Why?
I think he'll make the right adjustments and he won't take too long to fight. He kind of give a lot of the round away sometimes. I think he'll be more active and he'll win. But big props to Roach for his last fight and performance. Surprised everybody.
Right.
I think he was robbed from the victory. Again, that knockdown should have been a knockdown. But whatever, he gets a rematch. And maybe they get a third fight. After that. Who knows?
Maybe it turns the market's back out.
Maybe it turns out to be another great fucking matchup, and the CEO is running back. And maybe that controversy from the first fight actually helps Roach fucking get 3 fights out of it instead of just the one, or you know.
That's all for today's video. Stay tuned for more.